Here's an idea for you. How to keep your self-made promises. Now, have you ever set a goal for yourself and then stopped taking actions to achieve it? Well, I know I have. You and I can learn so much from other people. You know, years ago, I watched a series on Netflix. You may have seen this. It was called House of Cards. And it was based on the English version of that same TV program with exactly the same name. In the American version, the main character is Francis Underwood, who eventually becomes the President of the United States. Now, his chief of staff is called Doug Stamper, and Doug is an alcoholic. And at one point in the program, Doug is talking about alcoholics and says this brilliant line: "All alcoholics fear the zero." Now, what he meant by this was that because he'd been alcohol-free for 15 years and 264 days, or some number like that, he feared going back to the start of that alcohol-free journey. And it was the number that was the factor that kept him sober. Now, having been sober for so long, he just couldn't imagine having to start all over again, to start that count from zero. What an amazing lesson this is, and one that you and I can use to such good effect in so many different areas of our business and our personal lives. Now, here's how we can do it. Let's say that you want to improve a particular skill. In my case, I spent some time practicing writing left-handed. By nature, I'm right-handed, and I thought I'd go back to this practice that I'd started so many years ago. Why? Well, I thought it might just balance my mind, or at least show me that I could still do it. Many years ago, when I was running a sales training course, a sales training seminar, in-house seminar, for a client's company sales team, I made the comment that approximately 1 in 11 people are left-handed. And I went on to say that I would love to be able to write with both hands. Now, one confident member of that sales team said to me, "Well, go on then, Peter, if you can." And of course, I took up the challenge. So for 30 days, I wrote a complete page of A4 left-handed and visited what I call my mind gym to add a bit of programming. Now, sure enough, I was able to write at a pretty good speed and with high legibility just 30 days later. Now, as you and I know, it's a case of use it or lose it. And because I didn't keep up the habit, my skill declined. Recently decided to start again, and this time using a different process. One that helps me with so many other skills too. It was taught to me by Alex Garces, who teaches speed reading. Thank you, Alex, by the way, wherever you are. And what it is this, is to make a promise to yourself that you will practice for at least 1 minute a day. Just so simple. And I'll tell you in a moment another way that I've used it. Now, you and I know that very often in our lives that we've made promises to do something and we just haven't kept to it. And that's just the way it is. And then suddenly something happens, we don't do it, and one day becomes 2 days, and 2 days become more days, and eventually the habit is broken. But 1 minute, that's a promise we can definitely keep every single day. There's never a reason why we can avoid just doing 1 minute. And if that 1 minute turns into 5 or 10 or 15, even much, much better. The habit is in place and we've started counting and we've continued. Now, this is another way that I use it and it's just so helpful. As you know, I create informational products and I've been writing and recording for over 30 years. And here's many of my programs here behind me. I often start with a book and then the content is repurposed in so many different ways of helping my clients. Now, if we've decided and you've decided to write a book, and why wouldn't you even do that? Then let's make a promise to ourselves to write just 1 sentence a day. There's never an excuse not to write a sentence a day. And that 1 sentence often turns into 2 sentences, 3, or even 30. And then the important point is this, that we must keep on counting. It's all about the counting. When I wrote my recent book, Paid, I decided to write 1,000 words a day for 31 days. And I stuck to it because I'd previously developed the writing or dictating muscle, because I often dictate them, by doing smaller amounts. And I created a spreadsheet and I recorded every day how many words I wrote. Some days I was a few short because I'd reached the end of a chapter or a part of the book, and on many days I was lots over. So the question is this: where can we use this counting? And the answer really is everywhere, specifically for any habit that you want to create or maintain. How about writing that one sentence of your book every single day? Just one sentence. How about making that promised phone call for 1 minute to a family member every single day? Just 1 minute. How about doing one press up every single day? Just one. And of course, you and I know full well what is going to happen, don't we? We'll write more sentences on many of the days, and suddenly the book will be finished. We'll chatter for more than just a minute with that family member, and maybe we'll change somebody's life. And we'll love the burn, and the press-up numbers will just soar. The kicker is this: we must keep count. That's what makes this work. The magic is in the counting. You know, if you've always wanted to write your own book, then why not join me in my business book writing Kickstart online workshop? The tickets are free, and all the details are around here somewhere. Will you decide where you can use this counting idea? Will you give this a 1 minute go? And will you feel the difference it will make? Go on then. If you've enjoyed this video, there's plenty more of my crazy videos around here somewhere. And in the meantime, I wish you every success in all your adventures in life. From me, Peter Thomson, until the next time, maybe on the next video, or who knows, maybe on the business book writing online Kickstart workshop. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.